What is money? Of course, the question is a little absurd. It's something we use to buy things. Although most of us would prefer to have more rather than less money, money alone is not a goal in and of itself. Dollar bills should not be eaten, and you can't wash your hair with dollar bills. The ability to exchange money for products or services is what makes it useful in the end. Money is a blessing that is of no advantage to us excepting when we part with it, as American humorist and writer Ambrose Bierce observed in 1911. As such, its true value to society lies in its benefit. What purpose does money serve for people, businesses, and governments, then? Within an economy, money serves as a medium of exchange for goods and services. Compared to barter trading, using money enables buyers and sellers to incur lower transaction costs. Commodities served as the initial forms of money such as grains and precious metals like gold. They were valued as a medium of exchange because of their physical characteristics. A few key points on money to begin with. As a system of value, money makes it easier to exchange products. Using money solves the issue of bartering, which requires that each party have something that the other needs or wants. Grains and animals were among the earliest agricultural commodities used as money throughout history. Standardized currencies under central bank authority provide the foundation of the majority of modern money systems. Certain characteristics of money also apply to digital cryptocurrency. In modern markets, money is likely comprised of legal tender. Legal tender refers to any kind of payment accepted by the law for the purpose of paying taxes, contracts, fines, or damages, or for satisfying any other financial obligation, whether public or private.
The workings of money.
Money is a liquid resource that helps to make transactions possible. Liquidity refers to how easily an asset can be converted to cash without the loss of value. This, of course, makes cash the most liquid asset of all. In essence, it serves as a channel of communication between people and the things they need to acquire. In addition, money serves as a unit of account and a store of value for other items which we'll define shortly. Before the creation of money, simple economies relied on bartering and credit, in which people exchanged the things they already owned for the things they needed. This brought up the issue of double coincidence of desires, which states that a transaction can only occur when one party has something that the other needs or credit is issued. By serving as an intermediary good, money solves this issue. Credit, of course, is still with us, helping and damaging us. Cattle and other agricultural products were the earliest known kinds of money. Tradesmen understood they would be able to use or trade these commodities again in the future since they were in high demand. Other early currencies were cowrie shells, agricultural implements, and cocoa beans. Cigarettes became a de facto form of payment for soldiers in POW camps during World War II. Even among soldiers who did not smoke, tobacco became highly valuable due to the use of cigarettes as money. Currency standardization occurred as economies grew increasingly complicated. This lowered transaction costs by facilitating value comparison and measurement. Additionally, the money evolved from stamped coins and precious metals to paper money and, in the present day, computerized records, becoming progressively more abstract. So, what are the good qualities or properties of money? In order for money to serve as a high-quality medium of exchange, money should contain the following 5 characteristics. These properties include being widely accepted, fungibility, portability, serve as a unit of account, and also serve as a good store of value. These characteristics allow transactions to flourish by lowering the cost of business activity with money, which helps economies grow faster and larger. Number 1. Money should be widely accepted. A lot of people need to agree with it. Most of the time, it is true if there is a known value for the money being used. People generally know what a $100 bill can buy and how much it is worth. It also helps governments require taxes to be paid with their own currency. However, Colorado and Ohio have piloted programs to accept cryptocurrencies for tax payments. Number 2. Money should be fungible. Fungibility describes things that you can exchange with each other without losing value, such as the US dollar. For instance, $1 US has the same value, no matter who holds it, and is thus interchangeable with any other US dollar. Coins made of metal, for instance, ought to be uniform in both weight and purity for this money to be fungible. The quality of commodity money ought to be comparatively consistent. When attempting to utilize non-fungible items as money, such as cattle or works of art, you have to pay additional costs, in time and money, because you have to value each unit of the goods separately before you can sell it. Number 3. Money needs to be portable. Money should be simple to carry. Attempting to use a heavy and bulky item, such as large amounts of gold, may require transportation, which adds to the cost of the transaction. Number 4. Money as a unit of account. A unit of account is a standard unit of measurement that is used to set prices, keep track of financial activities, and compare the values of different assets. That gives everyone, including people, businesses, and institutions, a way to talk about the value of goods, services, and financial instruments that is consistent and easy to understand. A good unit of account is also divisible. For example, it allows you to pay in varying amounts, such as $1.57, and not just in increments of $1. This makes some forms of money less desirable, such as cows and works of art. Number 5. Money to store value. The usefulness of money as a medium of exchange in transactions is essentially forward-looking. Therefore, it offers a way to hold monetary worth for later use without risking its depreciation. Thus, when goods are traded for cash, the cash keeps a certain value that can be applied to future transactions. Its capacity to serve as a store of value makes it easier to conduct long-distance transactions and save money for the future. It's also best for the item used as money to stay in steady supply over time so that its value doesn't change. This is often referred to as stock to flow when discussing Bitcoin, which limits the number of Bitcoins to 21 million. However, the concept applies to all currencies. Essentially, stock to flow is the amount of new money being added to the current supply. Historically, this has been a problem when governments overprint currencies, which reduces the purchasing power of the currency in circulation, which is often referred to as debasing the currency. More commonly, the effects of overprinting the currency are referred to as inflation in the media as prices rise. Many consider this a hidden tax. Money should also not be easily counterfeited, which can make it difficult to determine its value or devalue the currency. Number 6. Standard for postponed payment. This simply means it is commonly accepted as a method of valuing a debt, which enables both the purchase of goods and services in the present and the payment of those goods and services in the future. Modern textbooks. While most modern textbooks only list the 3 fundamental functions of money as a medium of exchange, store of value, and unit of account, my purpose was also to identify those properties that make an item used as money highly desirable. Fiat money versus commodities. Gold has historically functioned as a store of value, a unit of account, and a medium of exchange as commodity money. Dollar bills and other currencies whose values were backed by gold or another commodity kept at a bank are known as commodity-backed currencies. The United States had gold and silver backing its money supply throughout a large portion of its existence. It's interesting to note that antique dollars from 1957 and earlier have the phrase, "silver certificate," printed over the George Washington portrait. The usage of commodity money grew increasingly complicated as economies expanded and became more global in scope. Nations shifted to using fiat currency. Fiat money is no longer backed by any commodity, and the government simply declares fiat money to be the nation's legal tender, even if it has no inherent value. For instance, the words, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private," appear on U.S. paper money. This means that, by official decree, even if your debt is not backed by a commodity, you are still legally able to pay it off with U.S. dollars. All people's faith and confidence that our money is valuable is the only thing supporting it. Fiat. Government-sponsored money. The government profits from seigniorage, which is the difference between a currency's face value and its production costs. For instance, if the cost of creating the money is merely $10, the government will make $90 profit for every $100 bill it produces. By altering the money supply, the Federal Reserve issues fiat money and can implement economic policy. Since fiat money is not a genuine commodity, it is the responsibility of the issuing government to ensure that it satisfies the 5 characteristics of money. However, there are countless historical examples of this being performed badly. Cryptocurrency. Is it money? Time will tell. Often employed as a medium of exchange for transactions, cryptocurrency possesses many of the characteristics of money. However, few nations currently recognize cryptocurrencies legally, the same as foreign currencies. Most view them as taxable assets and not currency. Nevertheless, a few legal jurisdictions have accepted cryptocurrencies, most notably El Salvador. Also, as mentioned earlier, Colorado and Ohio are also studying the feasibility of using cryptocurrency for tax payments. Plus, the SEC just approved the Bitcoin Spot ETF on January 10, 2024. So adoption is growing, and Bitcoin was mined on Saturday, January 3, 2009, a mere 15 years ago. I hope you've enjoyed this explanation of money, its functions, properties, and what makes good money. While all currencies are money, not all currencies are worth holding. I look forward to your questions and suggestions for future videos. Until next time, take care of each other.